We have 8 massive updates today that have completely shattered the 2026 NFL draft picture. And if you are a fan of a team needing a quarterback, I need you to sit down because the news we just got is absolutely devastating. Before we break down this disaster, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button, share this with a friend who needs a reality check, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single update in this chaotic offseason. Update number 1. The safety net is gone. Dante Moore, the guy we all looked at as the consensus number 2 quarterback in this class, the top 10 sure-thing prospect out of Oregon, has officially declared he is staying in college. He is not entering the 2026 NFL draft. He released a statement saying he's preyed on it. He's listened to his mentors, and he wants to return to the Ducks to chase a national championship. For him, it's about being fully prepared. For us, it effectively deletes the only other blue-chip prospect off the board. Update number 2. The situation at the very top is terrifying. Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana Hoosiers Heisman Trophy winner and the projected number 1 overall pick, is now a massive question mark. There are rumblings that he might not declare. Think about it. He's making incredible nil money at Indiana. He's a legend there. And he's looking at the team picking first overall, likely the Raiders, and thinking, do I really want to go to that dumpster fire? If Mendoza decides to run it back for a title defense or just to wait for a better landing spot in 2027, the 2026 quarterback class instantly becomes the worst we have seen in a decade. Update number 3. My personal apology regarding Trinidad Chambliss. Earlier in the season, after that Ole Miss versus Georgia game, I let the hype get to me. I promoted Chambliss to my number 2 quarterback spot because he kept Ole Miss in the fight during the playoffs. That was a knee-jerk reaction, and I was wrong. The tape doesn't lie. Chambliss is a gamer, sure, but he is not a top-tier franchise savior. He's looking more like a day 2 pick, maybe a 3rd or 4th rounder. We have to pump the brakes on him being a first-round solution. Update number 4. The Ty Simpson reality check. With more out, people are trying to push Alabama's Ty Simpson as the new QB2, and folks, it is laughable. I'm seeing headlines comparing him to a Kenny Pickett for the Steelers or a Kirk Cousins reincarnate, and that is not a compliment in this context. If your team is drafting Ty Simpson in the 1st round expecting a superstar, you are setting your franchise back 5 years. His game does not have that wow factor. He is a reach, plain and simple. Update number 5. The depth of this class is non-existent. After the top guys, we are staring into an abyss. I'm talking about a list that includes Garrett Nussmeier, who had a down year, John Mateer, Carson Beck, Cade Klubnik, Diego Pavia, Drew Aller, Taylon Green, Sawyer Robertson, and Miller Moss. That is your 2026 quarterback class. It is bleak. It is thin. And frankly, it's frightening for any GM on the hot seat. Update number 6. The free agency pivot. Because the draft is so bad, the strategy has to shift to free agency. And there is one name rising to the top, Malik Willis. I know, it sounds crazy, but look at the options. He has more physical upside than any rookie left in this draft. The buzz is that a team like the Steelers could offer him a 2-year, $40 million prove-it deal, similar to the Justin Fields contract, to see if he can finally put it all together. Update number 7. The wildcard return. With Mike Tomlin stepping down and the Steelers' ownership refusing to tank, there is a legitimate path for an Aaron Rodgers return. I'm serious. If the goal is to compete now and not rebuild, bringing in Rodgers on a 1-year deal to run a West Coast system while a younger guy develops might be the only way to survive this quarterback drought. Update number 8. The golden class of 2027. This is the biggest factor of all. Everyone, scouts, GMs, players, knows that 2027 is loaded. You have Arch Manning likely coming out. You have Dante Moore now in that class. You have Lonoris Sellers, Malik Murphy, Dylan Raiola, Sam Levitt, and DJ Lagway. The talent disparity between 2026 and 2027 is shocking, and it is driving every decision being made right now. The deep dive and analysis. So, with those 8 updates on the table, we have to have a serious conversation about strategy. If you are the Pittsburgh Steelers or any team in need of a quarterback, you are essentially trapped between a rock and a hard place. We have to ask the hard questions. If Mendoza stays in school, does he risk hurting his stock? Maybe. Next year, he goes from being the undisputed king of the draft to fighting for a top 10 spot against Arch Manning. Scouts get bored. They start nitpicking. Look at what happened to guys who stayed too long in the past. But if I'm Mendoza, and I'm looking at the dysfunction of the Raiders versus the glory of another year at Indiana making millions, I might just stay. And that brings me to a question I need you to answer in the comments, just so I know I'm not losing my mind here. Rhetorical question. Does it ever actually make sense for a quarterback to declare for the draft if they know they're going to a franchise that ruins careers? Or is the financial security of that second contract always worth the risk? Because if the Steelers can't get Mendoza, and they refuse to reach for a guy like Ty Simpson, which, by the way, would be a disgrace, what do? The roster is actually good. We made some moves. We took swings on guys like Darius Slay, didn't work out perfectly, but we moved on. We grabbed Asani Samuel Jr., we added Kyle Duggar. The defense is solid with Derek Harmon becoming a staple. The mistake was trading George Pickens and not replacing him. That hurts. But the core is there. This leads me to the Malik Willis argument. I truly believe he is the best option on the board. Who is better in free agency? Mac Jones? No. Jameis Winston? Come on. Marcus Mariota? Absolutely not. Malik Willis has the arm, the legs, and the potential. If you give him the keys for 2026, you either find your franchise guy, or you lose enough games to draft Arch Manning in 2027. It is a win-win scenario. But then you have the Rodgers theory. With Tomlin gone, maybe the new regime wants a veteran presence. If you bring in Rodgers, you have to commit. You have to buy weapons. You have to fix the receiver room. You can't run this multiple tight end, conservative offense. You need a system tailored to him. It buys you a year of relevance. It teaches Will Howard how to be a pro, and it bridges the gap to 2027 without waving the white flag. So, here is the question of the day, and I want to see a war in the comments section on this one. Given how absolutely terrible this 2026 QB class looks, would you rather your team sign a veteran Band-Aid like Aaron Rodgers to try and win now? Or should we just bite the bullet, start a bridge guy like Will Howard, and accept a losing season to secure Arch Manning in 2027? Because looking at that 2027 graphic, it is ridiculous. Even a guy like Nico Iamaleava, who fell off a bit this year, would be a top 5 pick in this 2026 class. In 2027, he might be the 10th quarterback taken. That is how deep next year is. You have Lonorris Sellers, who is going to be a first-rounder. You have Brendan Sorsby at Texas Tech, who I really like. You have Dylan Raiola at Nebraska. We cannot panic. We cannot reach. If we draft Ty Simpson in the first round, it is a wasted pick. It is the same mistake we almost made with other mid-tier guys. Remember when we passed on Jackson Dart? He looks like a star now. Remember Shedeur Sanders? Better prospect than anyone in this 2026 class. The Steelers might just have to own it. 2026 is an assessment year, a rebuild year, even if they don't want to call it that. It is about finding out who fits the future. If we go 3-14, fine, because 3-14 gets us Arch Manning. 9-8 with Ty Simpson gets us nothing but mediocrity for the next decade. So, forget the Kyler Murray trade rumors, too expensive. Forget the Kirk Cousins talk. The path is clear. Swing big on Malik Willis's potential, or ride with Rodgers for one last dance, all while keeping our eyes locked on the prize in 2027. It is going to be a long, stressful offseason, but we will get through it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.